Good morning. It's May 16. Here in LA, a cloudy morning. Very still right now. 59 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 Celsius. Today I was thinking about the song, Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. The version by the Animals from the year 1965. This afternoon it'll be going up to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, around 24 Celsius, and it looks like these clouds will burn away pretty soon, and after mid-morning we should be enjoying those beautiful blue skies and golden sunshine all along the way. Everyone, have a great day.
Sat down and was like, hi, and he said, nice to meet you, Naomi. He's got that intense ear-to-ear grin, and smoking up a storm. So how's your day? Tell me everything. I'm like, well, what? Like, I got on the plane and I'm in New York. I had theater tickets and they told me to come here, so I came here. And wait, are you really interested in this? And he was like, yeah, tell me everything. You got to remember, I was at a point where I'd been auditioning for 10 years and people could barely give you eye contact. But with David, he was just genuinely interested.
Compassion. Softer than the flower where kindness is concerned, stronger than the thunder where principles are at stake. Vedic definition of the enlightened. Meditation is not a selfish thing. Even though you're diving in and experience the self, you're not closing yourself off from the world. You're strengthening yourself so that you can be more effective when you go back out into the world. It's like they say on airplanes, first put your mask on and then help those next to you put theirs on. My friend Charlie Lutz used to say, there's a guy crying on the curb and you sit down to comfort him, and pretty soon there's two guys crying on the curb. So compassion, appreciation for others, and the capacity to help others are enhanced when you meditate. You start diving down and experiencing this ocean of pure love, pure peace. You could say pure compassion. You experience that and know it by being it. Then you go out into the world and you can really do something for people.
Before you were Denise, when you were Dennis, and I was your boss, when I had you working undercover at the DEA, you were a confused and wild thing sometimes. I had enough dirt on you to fill the Grand Canyon. And I never used a spoonful because you were and are a great agent. And when you became Denise, I told all your colleagues, those clown comics, to fix their hearts or die.
Sometimes you get ideas by daydreaming. As I said, I very rarely get an idea from a nighttime dream. But I love dream logic. In Blue Velvet, I didn't have any ideas for the ending. It went up to a certain point, almost the way it is now in the film, but the ending I didn't have. And one day I walked into an office to have a meeting with somebody, and the secretary asked me if I'd like to sit down. And I sat down, and as soon as I sat down, I remembered I had a dream the night before. Just then I remembered. I quickly asked her for a pencil and a paper. I wrote these things down. It was done. Everything that was necessary came in a dream the night before.
In the case of Lost Highway, I'd say David. So, am I playing two different people? Yes. Is one of them a ghost? Is one a hallucination? Are these real people? What am I playing here? I don't know, Trish. What do you think?
Why are there people like Frank? Why is there so much trouble in this world?
I don't know. I had a dream. In fact, it was the night I met you. In the dream, there was our world, and the world was dark because there weren't any robins, and the robins represented love. And for the longest time, there was just this darkness, and all of a sudden, thousands of robins were set free, and they flew down and brought this blinding light of love. And it seemed like that love would be the only thing that would make any difference. And it did.
Cinema. Cinema is a language. It can say things, big abstract things, and I love that about it. I'm not always good with words. Some people are poets and have a beautiful way of saying things with words, but cinema is its own language. And with it, you can say so many things because you've got time and sequences, you've got dialogue, you've got music, you've got sound effects. You have so many tools. And so you can express a feeling and a thought that can't be conveyed any other way. It's a magical medium. For me, it's so beautiful to think about these pictures and sounds flowing together in time and in sequence, making something that can be done only through cinema. It's not just words or music, it's a whole range of elements coming together and making something that didn't exist before. It's telling stories. It's devising a world, an experience that people cannot have unless they see that film. When I catch an idea for a film, I fall in love with the way cinema can express it. I like a story that holds abstractions, and that's what cinema can do.
King Kong came along, so I called David, and I'll never forget what he said. Naomi, anyone who sits in the hand of King Kong will be a movie star for life. That's what he said. So I said, okay.
An idea comes, and you see it, and you hear it, and you know it.
How does it come?
It comes like on a TV in your mind.
You know, there's a line I've always loved of Leonard Cohen. He said, if I knew where the good songs came from, I would go there more often.
Absolutely. People, we don't do anything without an idea. So they're beautiful gifts. And I always say, you desiring an idea is like a bait on a hook.
Yeah.
It can pull them in. And if you catch an idea that you love, that's a beautiful, beautiful day. And you write that idea down so you won't forget it. And that idea that you caught might just be a fragment of the whole, whatever it is you're working on. But now you have even more bait. Thinking about that small fragment, that little fish, will bring in more. And they'll come in and they'll hook on. And more come in, and pretty soon you might have a script, or a chair, or a painting, or an idea for a painting.
But they come as in small...
More often than not, small fragments. I like to think of it as in the other room, the puzzle is all together, but they keep flipping in just one piece at a time.
In the other room...
Over there.
in a sense, David, there's always another room somewhere.
That's a beautiful thing to think about.
Let's think about it a bit.
No, you think about it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taking the challenge, 2 challenges. The first one is from Laura Dern, and she wants me to get the ice bucket, but with iced coffee. This is a double shot of espresso. Put it in the bucket. I'm going to play Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and try to anyway. The second bucket is for Justin Thoreau, and thank you so much, Justin. And now I would like to nominate for the Ice Bucket Challenge Vladimir Putin. Thank you very much. Bob's Big Boy. I used to go to Bob's Big Boy restaurant just about every day from the mid-70s until the early 80s. I'd have a milkshake and sit and think. There's a safety in thinking in a diner. You can have your coffee or your milkshake, and you can go off into strange dark areas and always come back to the safety of the diner.
You know what David does, which I love? It's like he's in the scene with you. He's on his megaphone, even when he's like 2 feet away from you. Such a freak. And he'll often direct you in the scene. You say a line and then, say it again. No, rip his head off. Just go for it, Naomi. Just take him by the balls. And, you know, he'll just give you these. And you actually, it gets you going. It does. Like, I think not everyone could do that. Like, if certain directors, if they would really, like, throw me. But there's something about David where he's in the scene with you and it feels comfortable and it feels good.
Now, if you're playing the movie on a telephone or on your computer, you will never in a trillion years experience the film. You'll think you have experienced it, but you'll be cheated. It will be a week. You'll be experiencing weakness and extreme putrefaction of a potential experience in another world. So don't let your friends or some television advertisement trick you into accepting weakness. It's such a sadness. Power in that world is critical. Everything has been worked on to be a certain way. And if you don't have a setup for your films, it's a joke. It's just the most sickening, horrifying joke. And this world is so troubled. And it's such a sadness that you think you've seen a film on your fucking telephone. Get real.
I started out in the Northwest in one of the most happy childhoods you can imagine. It was picket fences and blue skies. And so things became a contrast to me, other things. Philadelphia in particular. When I lived there, I can't say now for sure, but it was one of the sickest, most fearful, corrupt, frightening cities I've ever, set foot in, and especially the neighborhoods I was living in. And I guess I, feel the atmosphere of a place, the mood of a place, and it affects me. And I just felt I was living inside an ocean of fear. And I would see, so many things that supported that. And I guess this makes a little network in a person's psyche. And when you do get ideas, they come bobbing up through this network and are altered somewhat, and out comes Eraserhead or Blue Velvet.
And so you just stay alert, do your work, don't worry about the world going by. It doesn't mean that you can sit around and not do anything. You've got to get your butt in gear and do it. And don't take no for an answer. Translate those ideas to cinema or to a painting or to whatever, and figure out a way to get it done.
Puppy, may I share something with you?
Okay.
A vision I had in my sleep last night, as distinguished from a dream, which is mere sorting and cataloging of the day's events by the subconscious. This was a vision, fresh and clear as a mountain stream. The mind revealing itself to itself. In my vision, I was on the veranda of a vast estate, a palazzo of some fantastic proportion. There seemed to emanate from it a light from within, this gleaming, radiant marble. I had known this place. I had in fact been born and raised there. This was my first return, a reunion with the deepest well springs of my being. Wandering about, I noticed happily that the house had been immaculately maintained. There had been added a number of additional rooms, but in a way that blended so seamlessly with the original construction, one would never detect any difference. Returning to the house's grand foyer, there came a knock at the door. My son was standing there. He was happy and carefree, clearly living a life of deep harmony and joy. We embraced, a warm and loving embrace. Nothing was held. We were, in this moment, one. My vision ended. I awoke with a tremendous feeling of optimism and confidence in you and your future. That was my vision of you.
One of the recurrent images in your films is of electricity arcing, is of light bulbs crackling on, and you have a recurrent motif of like 2 points and something arcing between them. And it seems to me that this somehow relates to what you think about the synaptic arcs in our brain. When you talk about TM, when you talk about these things, you talk about making connections. It seems to me that that's what that recurrent visual motif is about. And I know you hate saying what things mean in your films, but am I right in thinking that that's at least in the right area?
No. What I liked about Transcendental Meditation was you don't have to join anything. It's your technique. Once you learn it, it's your technique. You don't even have to tell anybody you learn. It's your technique for the rest of your life. And what happens is you become more you. And you get more ideas and the more energy to fulfill those, translating those ideas. And it's fuel for the artist, fuel for the human being. And you don't get like everybody else. And you grow faster between films or between paintings. It speeds things up. And when you start expanding this consciousness and those all positive qualities, not only does life get better, but you start making the subconscious conscious, and you can catch ideas on a deeper and deeper level.